It wasn't pretty. It was a grinded out slobber knocker, but the Bengals get it done here in Nashville. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com, where the Bengals take down the Titans 20-16 here at Nissan Stadium. And whether you want to channel your inner wrestling fan self and Jim Ross and quote him with slobber knocker, whether you want to say it's grinded out, whatever cliche you want to use to describe this game, that's exactly what it was. But the Bengals get it done. And the Bengals found a way to score 10 points in the first half, 10 points in the second half. And the thing that I take away from this, and it's something we harped on all week long, is the fact that they were able to limit Derrick Henry to 38 yards on 17 attempts. He did have a big catch and run screen pass in the first half for 69 yards that ultimately resulted in a touchdown after he fumbled the ball. Cam Taylor-Britt with a great punch out. But outside of that play, the Bengals contain the Titans' star. And when you do that against this Titans team, even when Ryan Tannehill plays pretty well, you give yourself a chance to win. And that's exactly what the Bengals did today. They were really, really good in the red zone, forcing the Titans to settle for field goals, forcing the Titans, after they took a 20-13 lead, the Bengals did, to settle for a field goal after that long pass play. They bent, but they didn't break. They responded. They were resilient. And look, this offense, well, they were the exact same. Jamar Chase didn't play today after practicing all week, and I know there was some hope that he would be able to suit up, and that did not happen. And they responded the right way. Tee Higgins, again, 7 receptions, 114 yards, crosses the 100-yard mark for back-to-back games now, scored today, had that 29-yard touchdown that ultimately gave the Bengals the lead for good, and had multiple huge plays. The 29-yarder over my right shoulder right here, I'll flip the camera a little bit, over there that really put the game away and gave the Bengals first and 10 at the 12-yard line. They had at that time, a 4-point lead. And that was the play that kind of capped it. It allowed them to run some more timeout. It allowed them to waste the Titans' timeouts, which ultimately ended the game on a special teams penalty where they went after Kyle Adamitis. But yeah, Tee Higgins had a great day. Samaje Perine filling in for Joe Mixon, another great day, where he combines for 80, what was it? It was 58 yards plus another 35. Do the quick math there, 93 yards from scrimmage. I mean, that's what you want. And look, this Bengals offensive line, they held up. They did their part. Was it perfect for the offensive line? No. Was it perfect for Joe Burrow? No. But you look up, and he's thrown for 270 yards, a touchdown. He ran the ball well, didn't turn it over. In games like this, that is such an important element, is not turning the ball over. And the Bengals did not turn the ball over today. And, yeah, they had to punt it. By the way, Drew Chrisman, overall, thought he did a really good job. Evan McPherson, so much for the struggles that we were asking him about. He would have been 3 for 3 in this game had that field goal gone through without the penalty at the end. Instead, ends up 2 for 2. The Bengals are able to kneel the ball out at the end, and also 2 for 2 on extra points. So Money Mac is back. Not that anyone ever doubted that. But this Bengals team now, they've won 3 straight. And we've talked about that here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. When you did the schedule game, you looked at November and you said, okay, you get Carolina at home. You go on the road to Pittsburgh, and then you go on the road to Tennessee, and you have a bye week in there. Can you find a way to go 3-0 in November? And we all know how ugly Halloween night was, but the Bengals have rebounded in a big way, 3-0 in November, and boom, the Ravens lost in the AFC North. So the playoff race is certainly heating up. The Bengals tied with the Ravens now. The Ravens win the tiebreaker because of the head-to-head matchup, but the Bengals play Baltimore again later this year. So this is the type of team that when they can play this way and they can go on the road and they can really keep the crowd out of it. I mean, they didn't, because you don't turn it over. You give up a couple big plays, but you limit big plays overall. There weren't many touchdowns in this game. You do those things, and you're going to win a lot of games. And that's what this Bengals team did, shorthanded with no Joe Mixon, shorthanded with no Jamar Chase. Trenton Irwin certainly deserves some love for the catch he had on the Bengals' long drive, the go-ahead drive. 3rd down, back shoulder, makes a play, gets both feet down, got a knee down. Mike Vrabel challenges it. Didn't matter because it was a catch anyways. Those are the type of plays. This team has shown now they can win without some of their best players. And those are the type of teams that can survive and advance and do all of those cliche things that I led this video with. all the way through January into mid-January, late January, and maybe even February. So certainly felt that way last year when they started to get on a roll. Well, this year they're getting on a similar roll. The Bengals have won 5 of 6. And look, if you think the Bengals are going to win the AFC North, you need to get to MyBookie right now, because you can double that first deposit and start wagering, whether it's on the Bengals, whether it's on Joe Burrow to win MVP, whether it's on insert whatever you think future bet that the Bengals that you want to involve. Maybe you think that the Bengals are going to win the AFC, or you think they're going to finish the job and win it all this year. Well, all you have to do is go to MyBookie, use promo code BengalsTalk. They'll double that first deposit up to $1,000. Whether you want to deposit $500, $600, $800, $1,000, they will double it at MyBookie. So don't delay. Go there now. MyBookie, and it's not just NFL. MyBookie, promo code BengalsTalk. This team, you win 5 of 6 now, and this was a big get yourself out of the hole that you dug yourself in game early in the season, because they kept flirting with 500. They were 4-4. Then they get the 5-4, and it's like, okay, can you get the 6-4 and then really separate yourself? That's what today was. Because in the AFC, you want to separate yourselves from the New Englands of the world that lost earlier this week. They lost on Thursday. You do that in the playoff race, and now with Baltimore losing, you're firmly in the AFC North race again. It just feels much, much different at 7-4 versus 6-5. Jamar Chase, by the way, went through an extensive pregame workout, and it looked like he was going to play. I knew he wasn't, right? After the reports, and I was able to confirm it, and you saw my pregame video long before he started warming up right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. But yeah, he looks good, and I think he's going to be good to go next week for Kansas City, which is obviously a big boost. It's going to be tough. Playing Kansas City, even at home at Paycor Stadium, that's going to be a tough game. But the Bengals have given themselves a little bit of a cushion now at 7-4, where it's not like you don't have a little margin for error, which you're going to need when you have the schedule that they have, whether it's the Chiefs and the Browns, going on the road to Tampa, going on the road to New England on Christmas Eve, whether it's the Bills on Monday Night Football, or finishing the season with the Ravens. So the Bengals, they have a bunch of really high-intensity games coming up, and today they were able to go on the road and win another one. This Bengals team, impressive. And Joe Burrow made some great throws down the stretch. Wasn't great all day long, but made some great throws down the stretch after the game, saying that this is a game that great teams win. Well, the Bengals won it. They improved to 7-4. They've won 3 straight. They've won 5 of 6, and after starting 0-2, well, they're 7-2 and playing like one of the best teams in the AFC. Make sure you check out what Joe Burrow said after the game. DJ Reader, Tee Higgins, Mike Hilton. And I had a funny back and forth with Mike Hilton that you have to watch, so make sure you check that out. And I'm trying to think. Zach Taylor for sure. We have a ton for you here on CBT. That's why you should subscribe. That's why you should ring the bell. And for Andrew Fox Miller, who worked his tail off today, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now, where the Bengals handle business in Nashville, 20-16 over the Titans. We will talk to you soon right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. But for now, it's time for me to sign off at Nissan Stadium.